Doors are opening soon. A local 90s cover band. The kind that sells out every single time because people are suckers for nostalgia, for the VH1 days, for getting drunk with a purpose on an otherwise dreary night. The faces tonight will be familiar. Some of them, at least. Even though Julien says this band brings out the kind of people who don't normally go to shows. We'll still see the usuals, too. Leather jackets and fresh tattoos. Sometimes still freshly cling-wrapped. I've only been working here a few months, but I'm getting better at guessing. Which arms will be inked with Bible verses, ex-girlfriends' names, which will sport expensive custom line work. Blurs of people wait for us to open the door. Drummers in pearl button-downs. Guitarists with fingers scarred from years of breaking and changing strings. Men with long, wiry beards so thick they could house entire melodies. People who are already fucked up. People who are alone. People who are meeting someone, waiting on someone, trying to forget someone. "You never showed me the song you wrote," Julien says now. It comes to me briefly, the two of us on his porch on Music Row the week before. One of the few times I've hung out with him after a show. Muted golden starlight, like looking through a screen. A chill in the spring air. Too cold, really. One of those nights where you try to bend the weather to your will, but you can't. I'd never seen Julien's basement apartment, or the porch up above. Scattered with ashtrays and guitar picks, and a rocking chair as large as a medieval throne. Probably left behind by a previous owner who couldn't be bothered to move it. It was late, and I'd had a few. And in my haze, I had the nerve to mention a song I'd written in college. Back when I was actually coming up with melodies instead of just lyrics. We sat on the porch and climbed into the chair, and he played a few chords and we had a few beers. But then his friend Colin showed up and told us a long and offensive story about a date he'd just been on. And the mood, or the vibe, or the moment, if there'd even been one, dissolved like a bit of dust. "What song?" I say, and ask him for a cigarette. He shakes his head. It's after 9. We're late. The clock in the corner quietly ticks, keeping the rhythm like I can't. I'm wary of people who show up at the club right on time. Usually it's because they don't go to many shows, or maybe someone told them a very precise set time, which leaves them standing outside, tapping their feet, looking at their phones and waiting. Or perhaps they're somebody's parents, the idea of which always sends a small pang across my chest. Not because I so rarely talk to mine, but because if I were performing my poems to a sparse crowd of bored strangers, can they be called songs if you don't have any melodies? My parents are the last people on earth I'd want to see in the crowd. The early arrivers don't know that our schedules are never tight, even on nights when Andy, the owner, swears they will be. Even when the weather is perfect, when cabs aren't stalled and restless outside. Julien opens the door and the boys outside shake off the rain like dogs. When somebody asks for a coat check, Julien laughs and then tries to rearrange his face into something more polite, into his usual straight lips and unreadable eyes. Eyelashes. Black, black, black. He says no. His voice familiar, in a way I still can't place. Some uncanny valley of friendship, though we barely qualify as friends. Flushed cheeks, a stack of tickets damp from the rain, so wet the paper is like cotton. I take their palms, the cold dew on the skin of their wrists, and stamp each one with a rusty cat. Veins, scars, regrettable ink, bequeathed jewelry and young skin, wristbands from other venues, creases where their wrists meet their palms. I hear every type of voice, Some saying hello, some talking on a cell phone or into a Bluetooth, others talking among themselves.